This is exactly where we left off at the end of the last video, and we were talking about how a for each loop will not allow us to change the values in this list, but it will at least let us access them so that we can use them in some sort of way. But what if I want to actually change these values? Well, we're going to have to do that in a different way, and that different way is called an indexed iteration. Iteration just means going through one at a time, and indexed meaning we're going to have to use the index or the address of each of these boxes one at a time. Now remember that a for loop, I'll put one down here, we can just say for I in range 1 to 100, and then we can just say print I. And I'll comment this stuff out for a second. It's just a reminder of how a for loop works. It just says for the number that I'm on, in the range from 1 up to 100, print the number. Now it's going to print 1, then 2, then 3, but remember it will only print up to 99. It won't print the actual 100. And you can see right here it says 96, and if I scroll down it prints up to 99 and then it stops. Okay, so that's how for loops work. Now I'm going to comment this out. And here's my numbers list. What I want to do is I'm going to use this I here because I want I to be 0, which means access box 0, then 1, access box 1, and then 2, and then 3, all the way up until this last one right here, which would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up until I is 7. So we can say in range 1 to 7, I mean 1 to 8 because we actually want to access box number 7, right? So then we could say print numbers list and I. So the first time we get rid of this, the first time through this for loop, I will be a 1. Oh, we want to start at 0 because remember the first box is 0. So I will be 0. So it'll print numbers list 0, which means print what's in box 0 for numbers list. If I run this, you can see it prints out all of those numbers in my list, 1, 4, 6, 2, 3, 8, 5, 3, all in order, and then it stops. The only problem is this only works if there's this many in the list, right? As soon as if I was to get rid of this, or if I were to add some more, this won't work anymore because I'd have to change this value. So we're going to keep range here. Well, we're going to put something else in here. And what we're going to put is len, which is short for length. So for I in the range of the length of my numbers list. So what this really means is stop when you get to the end of this list. So for I in the range, or the number of boxes that I have, that's what length means, in my numbers list, print out numbers list I. So when I run that, there we go, I can print them all out. But that's not really what we want to do, right? We want to actually change these values. Let's do something with them. So we can just say numbers list I equals 0. And then when we're done the whole thing, let's print out the list and see what's in it. So you can see here that they are all zeros. My whole list is full of zeros. So what's happening here is I is 0 the first time through, and it says look in numbers list 0. Look in this box right here and put a 0 in it. So we shoved a 0 into this spot right here. The next time through, I is 1. Look in box number 1, put a 0 in it. And then keep doing that. This part says keep doing that until you get to the end of your list. And then stop. Now what if instead of setting them all equal to 0, what if I wanted to just double all of these values? Well, that's very easy. We can say that the number that's in our box is times equals 2. So take the number that's in your box and multiply it by 2. And so you can see when I run it, all of our numbers here have now been doubled. And we've done that with just 2 simple lines of code right here. Now what if I wanted to make a list of 100 random numbers? Well, the first thing that we're going to need to do is have some sort of list that has 100 things in it. Let's say 100 zeros. So I'm going to call my list numbers, and numbers equals, and the way we do that is we just put 0, and then I'm going to go times 100. In other words, we're going to have a list that's 100 long, 100 zeros. Okay, so it's not really that intuitive, I don't think, but this is a whole lot easier than instead of saying numbers equals 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, have I done enough zeros and counting up to 100 and maybe missing one or two? Okay, this other way is much, much easier. So if I want to have 100 random zeros, I'm going to say for I in range of the length of my numbers list. So I'm going to work my way through all of the boxes in my numbers list. And by the way, just to show you that we have 100 zeros, we're going to say print numbers, and it should print out 100 zeros for us. You can see all 100 zeros are right here. So I've got a list of 100 zeros, but I don't want zeros, I actually want random numbers in there. So I can say for I in range of my length of numbers, what do I want to do? Well, I need to get a random number. And remember, to do that, I'm going to have to import random. And then I can say the box that I'm on, whatever box I'm looking at, is going to be random.randRange. And let's say inside each of these boxes I want a number from 1 to 10. So 1, 11, because remember, it'll pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way up to this number, but not including this number. So look at the box that I'm on. I'm going to work my way through my whole list. Look at the box that I'm on and pick a random number between 1 and 10, including 1 and 10, and put it into that box. And when I'm done the whole thing, then I can just print out numbers. So you can see it's gone through all 100 numbers in that list. It's picked a random number, put it in the box, and gone through. You can see there's some 10s, there's a 1, but it's not picked any numbers like 11 anywhere here or 0. So with 5 simple lines of code, we've been able to come up with 100 random numbers. And not only just come up with them, but store them and keep them in a list so we can access them later.